What are the state and federal threatened and endangered plant laws in Texas, with particular emphasis on private landowners? Texas law states that when a plant is federally listed on the Endangered Species Act, it will also be state-listed. This means that in Texas, the majority of state-listed plants are also federally listed in the Endangered Species Act. However, there are a handful of plants that are state-listed in Texas but not federally listed. Unlike federally listed animals, which are protected from harm and harassment on both public and private lands, federally listed plants are essentially only protected on public lands in the state of Texas. However, federal and state laws prohibit collecting any plants, common or rare, on public lands, including state and national parks. As a private landowner in Texas, unless activities on your property have federal involvement, for example, you receive federal funding, federally listed plants on your property are yours to manage in any way. If a federally funded development project is passing through or occurring on your property, the agency responsible for the project must protect the federally listed plants within the project area. If a development project on private property is state or privately funded, the developer is not required to survey to identify areas with federally listed plants, nor is the developer required to protect these areas. In Texas, if you plan to remove or collect part of a state-listed plant from state or county lands for educational purposes or scientific studies, you need a Texas Parks and Wildlife scientific plant permit. Additionally, you need a U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service recovery permit to conduct scientific research on federal property on a federally listed plant. If you want to sell a state-listed plant or part of a listed plant to buyers inside or outside the state of Texas, you need a Texas Parks and Wildlife commercial permit. Additionally, if you want to sell a federally listed plant to buyers outside the state of Texas, you must have a U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service interstate or foreign commerce permit. As always, state trespass laws must be followed. If a person enters private land without permission to be there, including poaching listed plants, they will be in violation of state laws pertaining to trespass.